Hello, and welcome to the Hampton City Schools video demonstration of the Virginia SOL online testing software. In this video, we will be using the Grade 6 practice item test. Please use the provided link to follow along. There are 15 questions in this practice test that will show you some of the types of test items that will be administered as part of the new Grade 6 mathematics assessment. Some questions are multiple choice and others are technology-enhanced items. Technology-enhanced items may require you to show your answer in another way, such as typing the answer in a box, completing a graph, or clicking and dragging the answer to a specific location. Let's take a moment to review some of the basic navigational tools on the screen. In the bottom right-hand corner, you'll notice the Next and Previous buttons. Clicking the Next button takes you to the next question, and clicking the Previous button takes you back to the previous question. Notice that the question numbers are also located in the bottom of the screen. For example, the screen with Sample A reads Sample. At any time, you may click the Flag for Review button, located at the bottom left of the screen. This should be used for any questions that you want to review at a later time. We will practice using this button when we're working on the practice items. Now let's look at the top of the screen. The tools you may use are in the toolbar at the top of the screen. We will practice with each tool as we work through the practice questions. If you forget what tool does what, you can click on the Help symbol to read about that tool. Use the Next button to navigate to Sample B. This question is an example of the fill-in-the-blank technology item. The correct answer is 3/2. You should type 3/2. Use the Section Review button to navigate to question 2. To navigate to another question, click the Section Review button, locate that question on the list, and click the highlighted orange bar. Question 2 requires you to find the total surface area of a rectangular prism. For items like this, where you may need a formula sheet to help you solve a problem, you should refer to the formula sheet located in the toolbar to find your answer. Let's take a moment to locate the formula sheet. Click on the Exhibit tool and the formula sheet will appear inside a window. You can resize the window by dragging the right corner of the window. You can use the scroll bar on the right side of the formula sheet window to view all the formulas. After you write the formula you need on your scratch paper, click on the Exhibit tool to put the formula sheet away. Before we go to the next question, let's take a moment to practice using the Highlighter tool. You can use the Highlighter tool on the toolbar to highlight words. To use this tool, click on the icon that looks like a picture of a yellow highlighter. Clicking the Highlighter tool will change your pointer tool to an arrow with a highlighter next to it. Practice using the Highlighter tool by highlighting the question. Click the Next button at the bottom of the screen to go to question 3. Read question 3 to yourself and determine the correct answer. Before you select your answer with the pointer, let's practice using the Eliminator tool. On the multiple choice question, the Eliminator tool will help you mark choices that you do not wish to consider. At the top of the toolbar, click on the button with the red X. Selecting this tool will change your pointer to an arrow with a red X next to it. You can use this tool to eliminate as many choices as you would like. To eliminate an answer, click the choice you believe are not correct. Then click the Eliminator tool again to put the tool away. If you eliminate a choice and then change your mind, use the Eraser tool on the toolbar to erase a red X. Click on the Eraser tool and practice using it to remove the red X. Click on the Eraser tool icon again to put it away. Now use the pointer tool to select the correct answer. Use the Section Review button to navigate to question 6. Question 6 is an example of a technology-enhanced item where there may be more than one answer. The graph directions banner at the top of the screen says, click on a box to choose each number you want to select. You must select all correct numbers. The item says, identify each number that has an absolute value of 4. To answer the item correctly, you need to select all the correct answers by clicking on the item. If you change your mind about an answer, you can click the answer choice and it will remove your selection. Or you can use the Eraser tool at the top of the screen to remove your selection. Before you answer this item, let's practice using the pencil tool to eliminate an answer choices you do not wish to consider. Click the icon in the toolbar that looks like a green pencil. Draw a slash over an answer choice that you do not wish to consider. Since this is a technology-enhanced item, you cannot use the Eliminator tool to eliminate your answer choices. If you change your mind after eliminating an answer with the pencil tool, you can use the Eraser tool to remove the slash. On the actual SOL test, you may see questions that require you to pick one or more answers. Some questions will tell you the number of correct answers to select, but some questions, like this one, will not give you the number of answers to select. You will have to decide how many correct answers there are. Click the Next button at the bottom of the screen to proceed to question 7. Question 7 is an example of a fill-in-the-blank item. The directions say, type your answer in the box. Do not use a calculator to solve this problem. The correct answer is 128. Notice the correct answer does not need to be the same length as the box. Try entering other characters into the box, such as letters, spaces, or other symbols. This box will only select numbers and a forward slash. If a letter, number, or symbol does not appear in the answer box after you've tried it, then you cannot use that symbol in your answer. You can use the backspace key on the keyboard to clear your answer. Try clearing your answer and retyping it in the box. Click the Next button at the bottom of the screen to proceed to question 8. Read the directions on the question to yourself, then answer the question. You will notice that this item, the directions tell you how many answers to select. The correct answer is 4 meters and 5 meters. Before we go to the next question, let's practice using the Straight Edge tool. You can use the Straight Edge tool on the toolbar to make a straight line or to underline text. Look for the Straight Edge tool icon at the top of the screen. When you click on the Straight Edge tool, you will see a drop-down box. Select Tool 2. The pointer will now have an arrow with a slanted line next to it. Practice using the straight edge by underlining rectangular, perimeter, and 2 dimensions. Then click again on the straight edge tool in the toolbar to put that tool away. Click the Next button at the bottom of the screen to proceed to the next question. Question 9 is an example of a drag and drop technology enhanced item. The direction banner says, click and drag each selected number to the correct box. You will click and drag your answers from the dark gray box to the correct location in the ordered pair. If you do not click and drag a number into each box, the question will not be completely answered. If you only drag one number into a box, the question will show as answered on the section review screen, even though you did not completely answer your question. If you change your mind after clicking and dragging a number to a box, you can drag the number back to the dark gray box and select another number to drag into the empty box. You may also click and drag the numbers between the two boxes if you want to switch their order. Click the Next button at the bottom of the screen to go to the next question. Question 10 is an example of a graphing technology enhanced item. The directions say, click on a location above each bar to show the bar height. To answer this question correctly, you will click the location above each bar so that the correct height is displayed. Use the circle graph on the left side of the screen to determine the correct height for each bar. If you change your mind about a bar height as you are graphing the data, you can click on the another location and the bar height will change. Use the Section Review button to navigate to question 15. Notice that question 15 has a directions banner and is not a multiple choice item. Read the directions to yourself, then follow the directions to answer the question. This is an example of a hotspot technology item. The directions say, click on a part of the model to choose each part you want to shade. The question says, this model represents one whole and is divided into equal parts. Shade this model to represent 3/8 of this whole. You might notice this is a bit of a tricky question. There's 16 boxes. The test taker will need to know to double the fraction in order to answer the question correctly. To answer this question correctly, shade 6 boxes. Click on the Next button to go to the Section Review screen. The Section Review screen shows which questions have been answered, which questions have not been answered, and which questions you have flagged for review. To return to a question, click on the question number. Now return to question 7, which is a fill-in-the-blank item. Delete your answer. Now click on the Section Review button to go back to the Section Review screen. Notice that the item still shows as answered. Once you enter an answer or fill in the blank item, it will show as answered on the Section Review screen, even if you delete your answer. Next, return to question 10. In this technology-enhanced item, you created a bar graph. If you were to change your mind and brought all the bars back down to 0, this question would still show as answered in the Section Review screen as well. Now click on the Section Review button to return to the Section Review screen. You can also use the Section Review screen to sort the questions. The top row of the Section Review screen tells you how many questions you have flagged for review, answered, or left unanswered. If you want to view only the questions you have flagged for review, simply click on the column header that says Flagged for Review. If you want to view only the questions you have answered, click the Answered header. If you want to view only questions you left unanswered, click the light blue box header that says Unanswered. To return to the section review screen listing all questions, click the top left-hand column header. We are now going to review one more set of screens. Click on the Continue to Test Overview button on the lower left corner of the screen. Now, click on the Submit and Exit Test button. You will see a stop sign with 3 choices. It's important to review these 3 choices. The first choice, I want to return to the test, allows you to go back to the practice questions. You would click this option if you wanted to return to any of the questions. The second choice states, I want to exit this test and finish later. This option should not be chosen. This option may be used during the actual SOL test, but should not be used for any practice items. If you click this option, you will lose all of your work. It will not be saved. The third choice, I am finished with this test and I want to submit my final answers, allows you to submit your final answers. Since we have finished with the practice items, please click the third option, I am finished with this test and I want to submit my final answers. This completes our review of the Math Grade 6 Practice SOL items.